During a quiet night, while walking home, he was interrupted by faint barking coming from a dark alley. With his heart racing, he decided to investigate. What he found was heartbreaking, an abandoned box full of helpless puppies. But the shocking truth behind these puppies would change his life forever. Tom, an ordinary 35-year-old man, led a quiet and predictable routine. He worked as a manager in a hardware store, and despite the long hours, he found comfort in the monotony of his days. On that particular night, after an especially exhausting day, he was walking back to his modest apartment. The night was serene, and the fresh spring air brought some relief from the accumulated stress. Tom liked to use these moments of walking to reflect on his life, although he rarely encountered anything out of the ordinary on his usual route. As he walked, a sharp and repetitive sound interrupted his thoughts. It was a faint bark, almost imperceptible, coming from a dark alley to his right. Tom stopped, furrowing his brow, trying to locate the origin of the sound. His heart began to beat faster, and a mix of curiosity and concern took hold of him. He knew it could be just a cat in trouble, but it could also be something more serious. Determined to investigate, he turned in the direction of the alley, lighting the way with his phone's flashlight. As he approached the source of the barking, Tom found a desolate scene. In an old, damp cardboard box, there were several small puppies, visibly dirty and scared. Their wide eyes gleamed in the darkness, reflecting the beam of Tom's flashlight. He knelt down slowly, trying not to scare them further. The puppies trembled, some letting out weak barks while others huddled at the bottom of the box. The sight broke Tom's heart. He couldn't understand how anyone could abandon such defenseless creatures in such a cruel manner. Tom knew he couldn't leave the puppies there. The impulse to protect and care for them took over. With a deep sigh, he picked up the box, trying to balance its weight and keep the puppies calm. As he walked back home, he felt a mix of emotions: anger at the cruelty of the abandonment, compassion for the puppies, and a newfound determination to do whatever it took to ensure their safety. Upon arriving home, Tom quickly improvised a safe and comfortable space for the puppies. He grabbed some clean towels and made a small bed in the corner of the room, away from drafts and in a quiet spot. He filled a bowl with fresh water and began preparing a light meal for them, using suitable ingredients for puppies. As he gently touched each of the puppies, he felt their prominent ribs, clear evidence of malnutrition. Some were dirty and had small cuts and scratches, signs that they had been neglected and mistreated. With careful hands, Tom began cleaning each of them, removing the dirt and applying ointments to their wounds. As he fed them, Tom closely observed the puppies' behavior. He noticed that they all had an exaggerated reaction to sudden noises, such as the sound of a door closing or an object falling. They would cower and whimper in fear, something Tom knew was not normal for puppies so young. Additionally, they huddled in a corner of the box, seemingly seeking protection from each other. This reaction gave him an idea of the kind of environment they must have been in before being abandoned. Their behavior was not just of fear but of deeply rooted panic. The growing suspicion about the origin of the puppies began to consume Tom. He couldn't shake the possibility that these puppies might have come from a sinister place. Something in their eyes, the way they reacted to human touch, all suggested a darker story. He began to wonder if the puppies could be victims of an animal trafficking network. This idea disturbed him deeply, but he knew he needed to fully understand the situation to take appropriate action. Determined to uncover the truth, Tom began to investigate. First, he carefully examined the box in which the puppies were found. He noticed some marks and symbols that he didn't immediately recognize. He took some photos of these marks with his phone for later research. Next, he thought about the surroundings of the place where he found the box. He decided to return to the alley the next day to look for any additional clues he might have missed in the darkness of the previous night. Tom's determination to understand the origin of the puppies grew with each moment, knowing that uncovering the truth was crucial to ensuring these puppies had a fair chance at a better future. The next day, Tom decided that the best way to find answers was to take the puppies to a veterinarian. He noticed small bumps under the skin of some puppies, which seemed to be microchips. Although common in pets, these chips in rescued puppies under such circumstances raised suspicions. Tom called a local veterinary clinic and scheduled an emergency appointment. As he carefully placed the puppies in a carrier, he felt uneasy about what he might discover. He hoped that the visit to the vet would bring some clarity. Upon arriving at the clinic, Dr. Harris, the veterinarian, greeted Tom and the puppies with kindness. Tom explained the situation, from finding the puppies to his concerning observations. Dr. Harris began to examine the puppies, noting their physical and emotional condition. Using a microchip scanner, he detected the presence of chips in 3 of the puppies. When he connected the scanner to a database, he realized that the identification numbers on the chips did not correspond to any previous owner records. Instead, they pointed to something much more alarming. With a serious expression, Dr. Harris shared his findings with Tom. He explained that the microchips used were not the traditional ones but rather a type that frequently appeared in illegal animal trafficking investigations. These chips, unlike normal ones, were not registered in public pet owner databases but in specific systems used by trafficking networks to keep track of their stock. This revelation shocked Tom deeply. The reality that the puppies he rescued were part of an illegal animal trafficking network left him stunned. Tom felt a mix of intense emotions: shock, anger, and growing determination. He couldn't believe that these small, vulnerable beings had been treated as commodities by criminals. The revelation not only intensified his desire to help the puppies, but also motivated him to take action against those responsible for this heinous crime. With Dr. Harris's help, Tom contacted the local authorities, reporting his findings and providing all the information he had. He knew that this fight was just beginning, but he was determined to do everything he could to ensure that these puppies had a safe and happy life and that those responsible were brought to justice. Determined to act quickly, Tom picked up the phone and dialed the local police station. He calmly explained to the dispatcher about the puppies he had found and the suspicions raised by the veterinarian about animal trafficking. His voice, although calm, carried an unmistakable urgency. The dispatcher, realizing the seriousness of the situation, transferred the call to the detective in charge of animal crimes. The detective, upon hearing Tom's story, assured him that a team would be sent immediately to investigate. Shortly after, the police arrived at Tom's house. The officers, led by Detective Johnson, began gathering information about how Tom found the puppies and the details provided by the veterinarian about the microchips. The team inspected the box in which the puppies were found, looking for any clues that could help in the investigation. Tom's house turned into an investigation scene with police collecting evidence and taking photos. The puppies, now calmer, watched the movement around them, perhaps sensing that they were finally safe. As the police continued their investigation, Tom provided all the information he had, including the exact location where he found the puppies. Detective Johnson listened carefully, noting every detail. The team then began searching for additional clues that could link the puppies to a larger animal trafficking network. They collected DNA samples from the puppies, photographs of the microchips, and any other evidence that could be useful. Tom was surprised by the efficiency and seriousness with which the police handled the case, and this gave him hope that the culprits would be caught. Based on the information provided by Tom and the collected evidence, the police launched an operation to dismantle the animal trafficking network. Detective Johnson coordinated with various units, including the Animal Crimes Division and a specialized team for organized crime investigations. They set up an elaborate operation to track down the perpetrators and rescue other animals that might be in danger. Tom's courage in reporting the situation not only saved the puppies but also triggered a series of events that could save many other animals from a cruel fate. The operation was underway, and Tom knew his role was far from over. He was determined to see justice served and ensure these criminals could no longer harm any other animals. Preparations for the rescue operation began immediately after the evidence was collected at Tom's house. Detective Johnson, experienced in complex operations, gathered his team to plan every detail. The goal was to dismantle the animal trafficking network and rescue as many animals as possible. Using the information provided by Tom and the clues obtained from the microchips, the team identified several suspect locations that needed to be investigated simultaneously to prevent the traffickers from escaping or hiding evidence. The planning included entry strategies, coordination between units, and measures to ensure the safety of the animals and the agents involved. Tom was invited to participate in the operation as a witness and to help identify specific signs that could be crucial to the mission's success. Though initially hesitant, he promptly agreed, knowing his presence could make a difference. During the preparation meeting, he was briefed on safety procedures and how he should proceed during the operation. The team valued his courage and determination, and his participation was seen as a significant asset. Equipped with a bulletproof vest and identification, Tom mentally prepared himself for the mission, determined to seek justice for the puppies he had rescued and all the other animals in danger. When the day of the operation arrived, the atmosphere was filled with tension and anticipation. The police units positioned themselves at the designated locations, waiting for the signal to start. Detective Johnson gave the final instructions, emphasizing the importance of everyone's safety. At 6 a.m., the operation began. In a coordinated effort, the teams raided the suspect locations, breaking down doors and surprising the criminals. Tom accompanied the main team, silently observing as the police did their work. The scene was chaotic but organized, with agents ensuring the animals' safety and arresting the perpetrators. The sight inside the hideouts was disheartening. In deplorable conditions, hundreds of animals, including dogs, cats, and other exotic animals, were found. The animals were visibly frightened and debilitated, some in critical condition. The rescue team, including emergency veterinarians, sprang into action immediately, providing medical care and comfort to the rescued animals. Tom couldn't help but feel a wave of emotion seeing the animals being saved. He knew their suffering was finally coming to an end. Thanks to the information he provided, the operation was a resounding success. The sense of accomplishment was immense, and Tom felt that he had contributed to something truly significant. The impact of the operation was profound. With the trafficking network dismantled, many of the responsible individuals were arrested and faced severe penalties. Tom's story and the rescued puppies gained media attention, highlighting the importance of being vigilant and taking action when necessary. The images of the rescued animals, now receiving care and love, touched the hearts of many, encouraging the community to unite against animal trafficking. Tom, with his courage and determination, not only saved the puppies he found, but also triggered a series of events that changed the fate of countless animals. The rescue operation became a symbol of hope and justice, showing that with determination and action, even a single person can make a monumental difference. The rescued puppies, along with the other animals found during the operation, were immediately taken to shelters and specialized veterinary clinics. Veterinarians and volunteers worked tirelessly to provide the necessary medical care to each animal. The conditions of the animals varied from severe malnutrition to critical injuries, but all received appropriate treatment. The atmosphere in the shelters was a mix of hope and dedication. Tom's puppies, now clean and healthy, began to show signs of recovery. Their personalities started to shine, each revealing a unique and adorable character that charmed the caregivers. Tom, closely following the puppies' progress, decided to visit the shelters regularly. Seeing the puppies, once scared and panicked, now playing happily and showing signs of renewed confidence, filled his heart with joy. Each visit was a tangible reminder of the positive impact of his actions. Tom spent hours interacting with the puppies, earning their affection. They recognized him as the savior who gave them a second chance at life. The interactions were filled with love and gratitude, and Tom knew that each hug and lick was the puppies' way of expressing their thanks. The authorities and animal rescue organizations also recognized the crucial role Tom played in dismantling the trafficking network. In a ceremony organized to celebrate the operation's success, Tom was publicly thanked for his courage and determination. The local police chief presented him with a certificate of recognition, while leaders of various animal protection organizations expressed their deep gratitude. The words of thanks, accompanied by enthusiastic applause, were a testament to the significant impact Tom had. He felt humble and emotional, knowing that his decision to investigate a strange sound led to something so monumental. Reflecting on everything that had happened, Tom couldn't help but think about how a simple decision changed so many lives. What began as an impulse to investigate faint barks in an alley led to the discovery of an animal trafficking operation and the rescue of countless innocent animals. He thought about the importance of being attentive and acting in situations that many might ignore. The fate of the puppies, as well as many other animals, was forever altered thanks to his determination. This experience reinforced Tom's conviction that every small action can have a significant and lasting impact. He vowed to continue supporting and advocating for animal protection, inspiring others to do the same.